And we are live. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Bacano and welcome to the greatest podcast ever. Not only this is the greatest podcast, it's also the greatest episode of the greatest podcast. So today I'll be your host for this interview, and I'm here with my co-hosts Johnny and the Hosh. How is it going, guys? All good?
Hello.
Hello.
Good, yeah.
Hello. Good. To our viewers, make sure you're comfortable and listening carefully. I can assure that the entire SPRO Studios smells of Lipton's finest tea. Today, we have the pleasure, if not the honor, of having such a big name in the GTA racing community. One of the all-time fastest drivers in GTA 5, a giant reference of what speed, consistency, smoothness driving, and pressure management is about. He was born and raised in Switzerland, one of the most naturally beautiful countries in the world. It's also one of the cleanest and safest countries in the world as well. I was reading a bit about Switzerland. Did you guys knew that Switzerland has 4 official languages?
I know, yes.
Yeah, so it's German, Italian, French, and Romansh. Another interesting fact is that the water quality there is amazing. So who knows? Maybe this is the secret of the speed of our first guest on the show. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, meet our guest, the man, the myth, Neo Dark Shadow, now known as Neophie. Hello, Neo.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you doing, man? All good?
Yeah, I'm fine. Good, I feel very privileged to be on this podcast. I never thought I would be in a podcast one day. So that's,
First of all, I'd like to thank you for accepting our invite. It's great to have you here as our first guest of the show, and I hope you're having a good time.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so let's start from the beginning, shall we? We have all kinds of things to talk about, all kinds. And we also selected some questions from our viewers for later on. So let's talk about a little bit of the actual person behind the name. You are officially retired from GTA racing. So what does Neo do in his free time now? Are you studying, working? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Right, so I've mainly been studying the last few years. This was my last year for master's degree in chemistry. So this basically my whole schedule is just filled up with studying for exams, going to internship. But then, I started my internship back in January, and then it was cut short from the coronavirus. So, just been staying home, working out at home, and that's about it.
The origin of the Neo Dark Shadow name, does it have some sort of meaning behind it?
No, I came up with the name back in 2010, and I was playing a racing game on PS3, which was like a Mario Kart game, but about Sonic. And one of my biggest rival in that game his name was Neo M Sonic. So, but I was 15 years old at the time, so it didn't really, that was a bit childish. So I decided to just copy his name, but instead of M Sonic, I just put Dark Shadow, and it just stuck with me since then. But yeah, it doesn't have any meaning. It's just about Sonic, I guess, the Sonic world.
So, and why Neophie now? Is it Neophie or Neophie?
Neophie.
Neophie, yeah.
You pronounced it right. Yeah. I don't know. I don't like the name. I've never liked it. I know people kind of like it because of...
You never liked Neo Dark Shadow? Really?
No, I've always hated it so bad.
Oh, it's fucking epic. It's good.
Yeah, it's epic maybe. It's epic maybe because... I don't know. You guys have maybe a biased opinion because of also what I've achieved with the name, but
Yeah.
the name itself alone, to me, it sounds cringe. I really don't like it. I don't know. So I needed something short and simple.
If you don't know what the origin is behind the name, then it's pretty cool, in my opinion.
Really? I thought everybody had a meaning behind their names. But I've changed it to Neophie basically because, how I came up with the name. First of all, it wasn't Neophie right away. It was Neophil. But then people started thinking that my name was Phil, and people in the Slack chat started saying that it sounded like pedophile and shit. So
Oh my god.
I just changed the L at the end with E, so it became Neophie. But yeah, that's about it.
Can you take us back and share a bit about your story on how you got into GTA racing?
So I started racing back in 2013. Well, this like winter 2013, I started like playing GTA. But at first it was just, the classic catch-up slipstream races with the randoms. And then I started getting interested in which car is the fastest in each class and all that kind of stuff. So I went on YouTube and I stumbled on Bruffy and his, you know what he does. And I found out these
car testing, yeah.
Yeah, his car testing videos. And from there, I pretty much found out about the community. I found out that there was actually a whole racing community behind it. So from his videos, I found Shaggy's videos, and I joined his crew, Sweat Buckets.
Exactly.
And yeah, from there I just started racing, like joining random races from people from Sweat Buckets, and eventually joined the race crew. I don't know what's the full. I don't remember the full name of that crew, but it was mainly just
GTA
Rockstar
race
class.
crew. Yeah. So you never played GTA 4?
No, never.
It's the same for me.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard that the physics are like really different on that game. I don't know if I would really like it as much. But at least maybe there's no brake boosting in that game.
Sure.
But yeah, that's about it. Then I started like hot lapping Rockstar tracks, and then I met like some people, like legit gamer, and started joining some playlists from a guy called Mary with Jane. He was like inviting all the people from PS3, and every night he would be hosting these giant non-contact playlists. And yeah, that's really how I got into racing.
Now, let's call it GTA 5 racing career, just for the purpose of getting the precise timeline from the day you started racing till the day you officially retired from it. Okay, so in what point of that timeline did you became aware that you were on a completely different skill level from almost everyone?
There was no real... I was just racing for fun mainly. Maybe at the start, when I started racing with randoms, I was like, whenever I wouldn't get pushed off the track or whatever at the start, I would like notice that I would have a much better pace than just, the usual randoms. But when I started racing, I don't know, I started hot lapping those tracks from this guy that I just mentioned. Mary with Jane, and I started like setting all kinds of records on those tracks. And then I set up the first record not the first, what am I saying? Like a world record on the North Loop. And I don't know, I guess that's when I thought that I had a really good pace.
Yeah, so
that I could maybe, yeah.
So, was this a progressive thing, or did you know at the start you had, I don't know, maybe you were somewhat naturally talented?
No, it was a progressive thing. Trust me. When I first joined that that playlist that I'm talking about, I was getting absolutely destroyed. Like the first time I joined that playlist, I felt like I was driving on the limit, and I was like bottom 5 of the thing. I was actually really struggling at the beginning, but then I progressively improved as well. I mean, I wasn't that good right away, so yeah, it was progressive.
What's the pressure like on that level? Because I know a bit about pressure as a crew leader. People expect you to take care of everything, host events, recruit people, and whatnot. But in your case, at a certain point, people were expecting you to win all the time, right?
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. Well, at the start, it didn't affect me that much because I was mainly racing for fun. Like the thing is, throughout my time on GTA, it started being less and less about fun and more about winning as I kept on playing GTA, and once the fun was kind of fading away, I was kind of feeling the pressure more, and I was just starting to race just to win, and sort of
it was more an obligation than actually having fun, right?
Yeah, towards the end I had zero fun. I mean, practicing for events felt like a chore more than anything. Like,
so
I just had to, yeah.
Your name was already known at this point, so obviously people would be like, "Oh, Neo just joined the lobby. First place is now out of the question." And this was a common thinking, whether or not it was a serious race. Can you tell us if that pressure served as a motivational catapult for you to practice even more, or did you felt like you had to push yourself to the max to not disappoint people in some way?
Yeah, I mean, at first I was practicing a lot because I had fun doing it, and then I started practicing a lot because I just wanted to win. It's all that mattered to me. But yeah, I guess that pressure made me practice harder, yeah. Thinking about not losing just made me practice, a couple laps more, etc.
Served as a motivation, yeah.
Yeah, but not too much. Too much of it can be detrimental. I mean, it can become unhealthy, which we got to that point, especially with one particular crew battle. The pressure really became just unhealthy for me.
Well, what point on that timeline, Neo, did you run across Merphos, or who was your first rival, like person that you always get first, second, or third with? Remember?
Yeah. The first time I raced with Merphos was actually on PS3 in one of these playlists that I was talking about from Mary with Jane, and there were so many people that actually even Merphos was there. Like the first time I joined this playlist, Merphos was actually winning and he was dominating the playlist. That's the first time I came across him. And my all-time rival, I don't know. I guess Merphos. Yeah. But before that, yeah.
You had none.
I didn't really have a rival in 2014.
Of course.
Maybe Shaggy, I guess.
You were talking about a crew battle, sync versus team, right?
Yeah.
What kind of practice method are we talking about here? Like, how do you practice for such specific event? Tell us if there's a secret formula behind Neo Dark Shadows practice sessions. Yes.
To be fair, there's no secret. I mean, I kind of practice different from other people, I would say.
Yes, tell us.
At the beginning, I'm not like straight pushing for lap times. Like the first few laps, I'm just kind of taking it slow and taking some corners very slow, trying to figure out the best lines through them and trying to find all the boosting spots. And then after 1 or 2 sessions of like 10-15 laps, I'm starting to push for lap times progressively. And when I get a good PB, I record it, I rewatch it, rewatch exactly how I got that lap time. And even sometimes I watch like certain sector times, with the checkpoints.
Mm-hmm.
And I try to replicate the same lap time that I recorded and usually I just keep getting my PB easier and easier, and I improve it. And yeah, I just keep doing that. Every time I get a new PB, I record it, and until I reach some sort of ceiling where I can't really improve anymore, and that's when I stop practicing.
Would you say Merphos had the same practice mindset? Like in terms of intensity or pressure?
I've never practiced with Merphos, but I know that I would say he's the kind to just push for lap times, like straight away. Just from lap 1. I mean, everybody does this from what I've seen. People don't really
They're not
like
patient
bother.
enough.
Yeah, they don't really bother like doing corner, going back, doing a corner like 2-3 times, or I don't know, just trying to like seed it. I don't know.
Yeah, and
People
record
just
the
push
lap
for lap
and
times
watch it.
straight away.
Yeah. Record the lap and study it, right?
Yeah.
Like a good
However,
time.
that I think a few people do that as well, the recording thing, but just the sort of like analytical part, I don't think a lot of people do that.
I'm sure you and Merphos respected each other to a certain level, but you guys had some beef going on, yeah? How was your overall relationship with Merphos?
Well, it was good for the most part. We've always had like, mutual respect and all that kind of stuff. Just there was one point. It was after the crew battle Timber Sync where we had a bit of a problem, but that was mainly my fault. That was down to the way I reacted after that battle. But yeah, I kind of regret that, to be fair, because then I just kind of came across as a sore loser. I don't know. I just practiced way too much for that battle, and I expected too much from myself, and I wanted to win, like on a personal level, which is really not the way I should have tackled that event. But
It was Sync versus Team, but in another landscape it was Merphos. Versus Neo.
Merphos, yeah.
That's the
I
problem.
remember that
like,
battle.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Everybody was like saying it's a crew battle, but a lot of people were just waiting to see who was gonna win between me and Merphos, and that just added an extra load of pressure. And I was like practicing for that playlist. Like I've never practiced as much as for that crew battle. I mean, I think going into the event, I had there was 8 tracks. I had 6 track records out of 8, and I was just missing, I think, Vine with Vibe and Maze Wiz, which was Merphos had the PB on that track. But I really gave it everything, and I was expecting so much from myself, and I just ended up crumbling under all the pressure with that famous traction loss on Los Santos Jungle when I was in the lead.
With Pantos.
But
Yeah.
yeah. I can't believe that happened, but it is what it is. Then I just snapped. After that, I was so disappointed with myself that I kind of, tarnished the relationship with Merphos. But fine, we got on good terms again a few weeks later.
Besides your close encounters with Merphos, I'm sure you experienced some ups and downs in your racing career, so to speak. What would you say it was your proudest accomplishment and your biggest regret in GTA?
Well, I don't know if I really have a proud accomplishment. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just a game. At the end of the day, I feel satisfied about certain races where I feel like I really executed my race, my pace and everything, just as I wanted. There's certain races that I'm really happy about, but there's no real proud accomplishment. And the biggest regret, probably not having been able to take part in MCC and COTM, etc. I never really had the time because of my studying schedule. I never had the time to be ready for a full championship, to be able to practice for several rounds over like several months or whatever. This is actually the main reason why I've mainly been doing single race events, like Turismo Classic Cup, Velza Cup, and whatnot.
A little bit of SPRO League as well.
Yeah, SPRO League. Yeah, SPRO League is one of the only championship I've actually ever taken part of.
It's more chilled.
It was more chill. It was actually one of, if not the most fun event that I've ever done.
Ooh.
I really felt, I don't know, I liked different rules about each round. It was really nice. So,
Good. Maybe join us in.
We have a really good host.
Maybe join us in season 6.
Amazing hosts. It was like diversified, and I really liked it. But,
I don't think any host puts as much time in organizing these events, to be honest, than Bacano does.
You said you had another regret.
Yeah, the other regret is just the way I reacted after the Team vs. Team battle. I think I shouldn't have reacted like that.
How old were you at that time?
Well, 3 years younger, so I was 22. But I guess I was mature enough to not react like that. I don't know why I reacted like that. I was just too much into it. There was too much practice that went into that event, but it is what it is.
It was the pressure.
Yeah, I guess.
If you could go back in time, what would you change, or at least try to change?
About myself, maybe taking things less serious. Just trying to enjoy things instead of just trying to race to win, which kind of became an obsession.
But that was because of you, or because of the pressure you had from other people?
It was both. I was getting competitive, very competitive too. I wish I was taking things a bit more chill. The racing community. What would I change? I don't know. Maybe people should stop glorifying the top guys, and I don't know, stop making fun of everyone and being sarcastic all the time. It's a bit annoying.
Did they ever message you when they expected you to win or you didn't or something? Because I can imagine that there'd be a big pressure, right? If you practice for something and you know you're gonna win, but then maybe it turned out you didn't. Would people message you and say that?
No. That kind of stuff, people don't tell that to you face to face. They're not gonna send you. They're just talking on the public chats, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah. Nothing's changed.
What else would I say? I think that's about it.
Did you still
maybe
follow?
Not losing traction in the Panto. That would have changed a lot. But I think that's about it.
Do you still follow the racing community? Maybe on YouTube or?
No, not very much. The last thing I've watched was MCC season 5. I was watching Ryan's live streams. I was kind of rooting for Merphos the last few rounds, and that's about it. I really haven't watched anything else. I just kind of moved on.
And what else do you usually watch on YouTube?
It's very random. There's a bit of everything. There's Formula 1, sports like tennis. There's anything science related, like Vsauce, Veritasium, channels like that. What else? Just watching Let's Plays of some games I don't have the chance to play or don't have time to play. But yeah, that's about it for YouTube.
What kind of music do you listen to?
What's your favorite color and food and?
do you have a favorite band, or do you just listen to?
I don't have a favorite band. I just listen to all kinds of music.
All kinds.
Like,
you just said it. All kinds.
Except maybe like black metal, like all that kind of like the extreme style of music. But yeah, I don't know. I listen to everything. Just mainly chill music, chill step, and all that kind of stuff. But you can see it from the
videos
that I've selected to from my videos.
You said you were 22 when that sync battle happened.
Yeah.
What age were you when you participated in that F1 World Championship with Turismos?
Well, it was 5 years ago, so I was
18, right?
20.
Oh, yeah.
20.
Oh, yeah.
No. Yeah, I'm 25 now.
Was this your first big championship? Or
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's funny because I was actually not supposed to be in that championship.
Why?
Yeah, I was in GE. There were like two separate championships. There was F1 and there was
GP2, right?
GP2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was put in GP2 at first, and someone pulled out from the F1 roster, and they gave me the spot.
Free spot.
That's how I got in.
I always wanted to know how that went, because I do remember you being criticized by Shaggy, aka G Unit, for, and I'm gonna quote this, bringing a hot lapping mentality into a contact racing environment.
Yeah.
If you haven't already, would you like to address this criticism?
Well, I'm not sure what he said. He said that mainly because back then he thought I had no racecraft. I was just a non-contact racer who had no awareness whatsoever. But today, this actually makes sense. I mean, everybody's doing this. Everybody has a hot lapping mentality these days. So if you don't apply a hot lapping mentality, you're not gonna win any race, even if it's contact. You have to have the pace to win. So I'm not sure why he said that back then. It doesn't really make much sense. But we had a lot of disagreement, to be fair.
Yeah, I get both sides.
What kind of races would you want to see in the championship? Like your favorite kind of tracks and vehicles. What would be the perfect championship for Neo Dark Shadow? Like in the mountains?
Yeah, a championship with like 100% hill tracks. That's it. If you do that, I'm gonna sign up.
Ooh.
But no, it's by far my favorite racing area. It's not even close. There's no boosts. There's no brake boosts. It's just driving, and I don't know. It feels really good to drive on those roads, honestly.
With the
vehicles,
Felzer, right?
Yeah, Felzer.
It's a Felzer.
Classic vehicles like Osiris. I don't like the new cars. They're way too sensitive. They remind me of the RE7B when it came out. I don't really see any point in racing in those. But yeah, that's actually what I liked from the F1 Championship. It was Lago Ring, Galileo Ring. I also liked the Circuit of the Hills, which was the 7th round.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people saw that.
I have it. I have it.
You did?
Yeah, because I've been picking all kinds of tracks for our SPRO League events, so
Okay, nice.
I had to go down the
Top track.
Yeah. Now, another topic, I think it's relevant and at the same time a bit controversial. Before brake boosting was discovered, or perhaps I should say the awareness of it being widely spread, we could say there was only Neo and Merphos on the top. And some would say, oh, Neo is the fastest one, while others would say, no, the fastest one is Merphos. Obviously, depending on whose side they were as a personal preference. It's debatable. obviously, but the common perspective was that both of you, with no specific order, were on the top of everyone else. However, brake boosting appeared, right? So what's your opinion about brake boosting in a sense of what it changed in the racing community? Like, how do you see it?
I think it brought I think it brought a random variable, which I really dislike. At first, I thought it was fun. Like when I first tried it, I was like, "That's a new element. Let's experiment around with that." But then I quickly realized that it was just not good for full races. Maybe for hot lapping, but for full races, man, I don't know. You take a good corner, you pull away from someone behind you, then next straight, there's a bump, you miss the brake boost, the guy behind hits the brake boost, and that's it. You lost all of your advantage. And on top of that, there's like the whole problem with me. I mean, personally, I'm able to hit like most of the brake boost consistently in practice, and then in the actual racing lobby, for some reason, there's like frame rate problems. I'm going 3 seconds slower. I don't know what's going on. This has never happened to me before. But nowadays, I think it has to do with connection. But
it's random.
Yeah, I don't know. Overall, I think it just kind of brought it made driving less relevant, basically. It's just about boosting now. I mean, city tracks, you can completely botch one corner and then catch up on the next straight. Driving is not as important now. I would say that's what it changed the most.
Was brake boosting the reason why you retired from racing?
I retired because I wasn't having fun anymore. This was part of it as well. And also the fact that I couldn't really be able to match my pace in an actual racing lobby. I mean, I don't know what's going on. I tried to make some changes, came back again, tried to do the Nodo Cup, and it went the same. And I think the problem is my connection. I think I've got like one of the worst, if not the worst connection.
It's random. It's random.
Yeah.
So,
and I've got like 6 download and 0.2 up, so I feel like it might play a role in how it deals with being in a big lobby. And I don't see anybody else being, 3 seconds slower in the actual racing lobby. So all of this kind of made me lose motivation, not being able to race on my best. So I just decided to quit.
Yeah, in your video, brake boosting is my downfall. You were driving the sedan.
I know, but for some reason, people are still saying I was finding excuses. I mean, what kind of excuses? My PB was 37.3, and I was doing 38s like almost every lap, and during the race I'm like
40s.
doing 42s. And I know that for a fact that Ryan, his PB before the race was actually a high, it was a 38.9 or something like that. And he was doing kind of 39s, 40s in practice, and he straight matched his pace from practice. I mean, his best lap time was a 39. He could just race like the way he did in practice, and I was just feeling the car completely different. I don't know what's going on, honestly. So I just decided to call it there, because it wasn't worth it. Not being able to race at your best is one of the worst feelings in my opinion.
How has your GTA story or path shaped who you are today? Do you think you became a more competitive person, or do you think your time playing GTA had no influence whatsoever in your life?
No, I don't think so. I think it would be the same if I never played GTA. I've always been competitive, even before getting into GTA. So I don't really think it changed anything. I don't know about you guys. Maybe it changed you guys, but
I got less hair now.
Yeah. there's a physical change too.
Yeah. Knowing what you know today, what advice would you give to your younger self? Like in the game.
Well, probably to be less competitive, to take things more chill, I guess, to enjoy it a bit more.
Maybe get an alt account so you don't have the pressure, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, a lot of people have told me that I should get an alt account to get rid of. I've never gotten an alt account. I know that people know that. I've never raced on any alt account. So yeah, there you go.
You can get an alt account and join SPRO. Right. So,
Sure.
in some way or another, wherever we go, we do tend to leave our mark behind. Whether or not is a good one, it only depends on our actions and the message we are able to send to others. Considering your path in GTA, from what or how would you like to be remembered of?
I'm not really sure. I don't really care that much about how I should be remembered. People can form their own opinions. I mean, you can be liked from everybody. There's obviously always some people who are not going to like you,
Yeah.
or for whatever reason. So, yeah, I'm not sure what I would like to be remembered of. I
But
don't know.
in a good way, obviously, right? Right.
In a good way.
Yeah. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Maybe playing GTA 6? Who knows?
Yeah, I'll definitely be trying out GTA 6.
How about
and see how
GTA 5?
GTA 5, it depends. I don't know. I mean, I've come back already to GTA 5. It's only to play heists with some friends. But racing, as far as racing goes, maybe if I get a new connection, like a really fast connection, I would maybe try to see how it translates my performances to a big lobby. But other than that, I don't think I'll come back.
Well, PS5 will run at 60 FPS. Maybe that will help as well.
Wait, really? I haven't heard that.
It's 60 FPS, yeah. Or am I wrong?
I'm not sure. I haven't heard that. I've heard people complain that it was actually still 30 FPS. Maybe you could Google it.
I'm gonna. The show says this probably will, so it's not confirmed yet. Okay, yeah, it's not confirmed. I bet it will. It's it's not confirmed yet.
The PC version is 60, right?
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be 60 then, I guess.
There's obviously so many more questions I would like to ask you, and I'm sure the people who are what's burning?
Yeah, sorry, it's my computer. It's just changing to.
It's your computer.
Yeah, it's from 2009.
Is that the fan?
It's really bad.
It's the fan noise?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I just turned it off. Sorry.
So, that's all good. So okay, so as I was saying, like people who are listening to this podcast would probably have many questions as well at this point. So this could go on for hours as far as my intentions go. But for time management purposes, we need to move on to the questions some of our viewers left in the comment section of our podcast teaser video. We made a selection of a few of those questions for you to reply if you wish so. Okay?
Alright.
Yeah. So, the first question comes from Loot Gamer, and he says, if you stayed in your Turismo on on Canada Grand Prix and grab the win, do you think you have continued the SPRO League and your career, or was it just a staged way of ending something you did not enjoy anymore?
Well, I don't know what he means by staged, but it was definitely not staged. I mean, I didn't jump out of my car after taking the lead. I mean, I started from last, I took the lead, why would I jump out of my car? I'm not sure what he means by staged, but I use square to brake, and sometimes I'm like tapping it, and so my thumb kind of flicked upwards and I pressed triangle. And I didn't continue because, well, I didn't have enough motivation, and I don't think it was possible to come back anyway. From practice, that track was very, the skill gap was very, it was not big at all. Like
No, it was a simple track.
Yeah, it was very simple. I mean, I was barely making any gap in practice from Dutchy and Blaze. So, and they were like right behind me when I took the lead. I was like, what, 20 seconds, 25 seconds if I respawn? There was no way I was going to catch up. That plus the lack of motivation, I just left there. But I wouldn't have continued even if I won. Even if I had won, I would have stopped. It was always my plan. I wanted to leave on a high. I wanted to just win, and that's it, and just go off on a high, I guess, on a high note. It didn't happen, but yeah, I would have left either way, even if I had won.
That lack of motivation was because of the race itself, or?
No, just because I was tired of GTA racing in general. I wasn't having any fun practicing or anything. I was just there to win, which is not fun. You have to get some enjoyment out of something if you want to keep doing it.
No.
So that plus brake boosting and next few rounds were all like city tracks. I wasn't really down to do them.
Right. Another question comes from Caketin, and he asks, what was your greatest ever comeback that went on to victory?
Well, I think there are two. There's that come to my mind at the moment. There's one with it was a shafter race during a core playlist. It's in my latest highlights video. I think that race, I don't know what happened at the start, but I was like last, like 25 seconds behind the leader. It was a non-contact race, and I just ended up winning that race. I don't know how. I ended up winning like by the tiniest margin over the leader. I came back from like all the way from last place. So that was pretty cool. At the time I wanted to upload the full race. I don't know why I didn't, but whatever.
That was in a core playlist?
Yeah, it was a core playlist. It was the race, I was racing the yellow shafter, B12. I don't remember the track. It was a track like close to Dockyard.
Taffy Dog, maybe.
But it wasn't actually in
the core
Dockyard.
playlist. No.
I don't remember.
Oh, it's all okay. I don't know.
What was your second?
And the other one, probably the DOTM race in the Blister Compact.
Ah, I knew it.
Which I started from.
I knew it. The Bumblebees. Yes, the Bumblebees race at the airport, right?
Yeah, I'm actually glad I didn't paint my car yellow and black that race like everybody else, because there was like such a clusterfuck at the beginning after like 3 corners, and all the cars that were painted yellow and black, they all crashed in the same spot, and I just took 5th place, like just like that. I don't know, it was weird.
Busy bees.
But yeah, busy. Yeah.
Third question is more like a 3-in-1. Prometheus Racing asks, are you ever going to come back to GTA Racing? And if so, Dino asks if you would consider streaming. And if so, Megamug asks if there will be a face reveal.
I don't think there will be a face. I mean, why would there be a face reveal?
Because he doesn't have a face.
Yeah, I don't have a face, exactly. No,
It's
dude,
faceless.
I don't think
He's the faceless man. The robot.
Yeah, I'm a robot, exactly. No, but I don't think I'm famous enough to make a face reveal video. That sounds a bit...
Just a random video. What about actually...
It's down to my connection. Yeah.
And coming back into GTA?
Maybe, I don't know. In September, I'm going to be getting a new connection.
Ooh.
So I'll be trying to... Maybe I'll be doing a few tests. But... I don't know. But we'll have to see. But it's all down to my connection. I don't think I'll be racing again on this McDonald's Wi-Fi connection again. And streaming goes with it. Of course, I can't stream on this connection. It's gonna
you
be
heard
blurry.
it.
I won't be able to stream on high quality, etc.
You heard it here firsthand. Neo Dark Shadow may do a comeback on September. Who knows?
Everybody's gonna be expecting.
New internet.
Yeah. And that's it from the selection of questions we gather from our viewers. However, we are not done with you yet, Monsieur Neo. You will not leg your way out of this. Oh no! It's time for a segment. I would like to call High Tension. So. I will explain it. In this high tension segment, the guests of the show has to answer with truth to 5 secret and spicy questions I prepared. But the main question is, do you have what it takes to successfully overcome the high tension challenge? Do you accept it, Neo?
I don't know. What if I just refuse? Like,
You
does it
can't.
end here?
You can't. You can't.
I guess.
I'll just cut and start it
I
again.
can't. Oh, wow. You're gonna scare your future guests away. Like nobody's gonna be guessing.
Yeah.
I hate the high
This was the
tension part.
first and final podcast. Thank you for watching.
That's it.
So, Neo, do you accept the high tension challenge? Yes or no?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the high tension challenge. Are you ready, Neo? 5 favorites.
Yeah.
Yes. Question number 1. Neo Dark
Dude, I'm
Shadow.
sweating. I can't take this.
Just like in the Harry Potter films, if you had the ability to make someone disappear forever, would you cast that spell on Cherval or on Merphos? Please explain your choice.
What are these questions, man?
Go on.
I mean, I guess Zerval, because I'm not really. I don't know. I never really messaged him or anything.
So, who?
Yeah, Zerval.
Zero. All
Tell
right.
you, buddy.
And why? Why?
Why?
Why? Yeah. Why him and not Merphos, for example?
Because I don't know. I guess I've known Merphos for longer.
Ah,
Messing with him.
fair enough. All right. It's time for the question number 2 of the high tension challenge. Neo Dark Shadow. In the 1v1 between you and Merphos, which one of you proposed the challenge to the other, and why?
I don't remember. I think it was him, but I actually don't even remember. It was more like a mutual thing. We just both wanted to do it.
It's never mutual.
Also for people's entertainment, I guess. Yeah, I don't really remember who offered first.
Who offered between you, Bacano, and Neo? Who offered the 1v1 between?
Oh, me for sure. Me for sure.
It was also for entertainment, wasn't it?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. A lot of entertainment.
Let us not lose focus of the attention challenge. Question number 3. Neo Dark Shadow. From your perspective, when you were in your absolute best form, who, in your honest opinion, were the top 3 drivers in GTA?
So it's not currently, it's like when I was racing a lot.
Currently, it would be very easy for you. Top 3 on your best form at your time.
Well, I would say Merphos, Soketne. Soketne is...
I know. And who's the third?
Yeah. Third? I don't know.
Oh, come on, it's so easy. Come on, you can say it.
Bro, I forgot all,
You can say
I
it.
forgot all the names.
You can say it.
Lini, maybe? I don't know.
Ah, piss off.
Oh, you wanted to say me?
It wasn't me for sure. Of course.
No, I'm not gonna name myself.
Oh no, look at me, I'm so humble. Well, that's
I'm
true.
too humble.
Yeah. Yeah, right, fair enough. You got away with it. Fourth question of the attention challenge. Neo Dark Shadow. Would you rather lead a crew along with Gucci Beef or forever lose races against Merphos?
Lead a crew with Gucci Beef. Forever lose.
Yes.
Well, my competitive nature would say that I would lead a crew with Gucci Beef.
A lot of beef there. All right. Final question. Neo Dark Shadow. Fifth attention challenge question. Do you think it was a good idea to do this interview?
Really? That's the last question?
Yes.
Attention.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, that was nice. I like the questions.
That's good. I did good. So there you go. That is it for this episode. I would like to thank our guests, Neo Dark Shadow, and podcast co-hosts Hosh and Johnny. Stay tuned for next week's SPRODCAST, where we'll be having a special episode with a talking zebra, some unicorns, and a naked dwarf. Hope you guys enjoyed, and make sure you smash that like button and leave your interesting guest requests or themes for future podcasts in the comment section below. Once again, thank you for watching, and piss off now, mate. Yeah. It didn't went bad, right? It didn't went bad. Could have been better. Could have been better.
Maybe could have been better, but it's the first time you guys are doing a podcast.
Yeah. How much better could it be, though?
I thought there was a lot of good info.
Never know.
there.
You'll never know.
Maybe like try to involve a bit more the co-hosts.
Oh,
So
yes.
It's not just a discussion between the guest and the host. I guess you're the host.
Yeah, he told me to shut up because he was gonna kick me from the crew if I didn't.
No, I told.